Thank you, Brody. Come in, please, everyone. There's some room up in the loft. There's a couple seats here. There's potentially some floor space over here. You guys doing
I'll just stand behind you guys. Unless somebody is here. No. Somebody might be recording. Hi.
Sure. Yeah, we'll see.
He doesn't know what it is.
So there's a lot of ball jars in Paonia. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. So I guess people just have a problem drinking out of a glass, so they have to use a jar. Gives you that craft feeling, and it's sort of like a status symbol. I feel like your ball jars. Like in Sacramento, it's all about the car you drive, you know. And here it's like, what's your ball jar collection like? Do you have like a good variety? Like you don't want it to be too many different kinds, but you want to have like at least a big kind, a medium, like standard drinking glass. And then maybe some of those tiny, adorable ones with the handles. Yes, some of those are money. Let's get this moving along. Thank you very much, Brody. Brody's actually a musician. Brody! Next up, we have somebody who's going to do some poetry for us.
I have a question.
Please, yeah.
Brody, do you live here or are you a resident elsewhere?
I live here in Paonia.
Okay. Just curious.
You can find me at brodybrody.com.
With an IE. All right, next up is Tara. Tara.
Yes.
What's up? Sure.
All right.
Yeah, that's okay. It's moist.
Yep, it's better if it's moist.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
That's a good
Okay, I'm going to get right to it because it looked like a long list and I don't want it. So I have a brand new poem for my garden this year. Aphids on the flowering kale. Last year's plants gave early spring food, and now they make seed for next year's crop. But the aphids are dense. A soft green velvet layer encircles the stem. It's a chic restaurant for the ladybugs. Enjoy a generous dinner and then slip away for sex. I spy 3 zigzag red and black chevrons on their private leaves. Couples in flagrante delicato. I hate to disturb them. But the aphid colony is too populous to stay in the garden. Neglected, they'll emigrate to the lettuce and basil. So carefully, I cut the kale off at the base, scissor the thick stem with pruning nippers, and carry the whole plant to the fire pit far from the garden. Ladybug, ladybugs, fly away home. Your house will soon be on fire, and your children will burn. So that's a brand new one. And this one's actually a new one, just finished. But it was from last winter during an eclipse of the moon. The Grand Mesa, a tablecloth, I call it holiday setting. The Grand Mesa, a tablecloth of lacy snow. Tonight is set with a bright crescent bowl full with this fruit, red, round glow of the eclipsed moon. Okay, now this one, many of you had heard, but I can see a lot of new faces in this crowd, so I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah. And we don't
Because
mind.
it's my best poem. It's called Argon. So do I have this mic about right? Yeah. Take this breath. It's mostly fickle oxygen, off to become carbon dioxide, water, rust, and nitrogen, looking for something to fixate upon. But one small percentage is argon. We are air. The alveoli sacs of our lungs are never empty, as much a part of our bodies as blood and a muscle. And some of that air is inert argon. Eon upon eon, noble gas travels the earth's wind, joins first one body and then another. This exact molecule that I breathe now, Eve released, just as the bite of her teeth released the apple's sweet juice. And yes, that one from the snake as well. The scent of white fennel flowers stayed on Lesbos and died, as did Sappho. But this noble bit brings her sweet breath to me. I share the air of Judas as he broke bread. I share the air of Jesus as he broke bread, and Judas as he left the table. I enjoy the laughter of Hafiz, the tears of Rumi, the Icaros of the Amazonian shaman, argon, quintillions of atoms in each breath, and they never change. I breathe in the first child ever born, breathe out the last old man to die, breathe in each of you in this room, breathe out everyone you ever knew. John George, joking as he scanned groceries in Granby. Samuel Salinas selling tire tread sandalias in Guadalajara. Bharati Patel cooking curry before she died at Bhopal. Dick Cheney's alcohol breath as he misshot the quail and hit Harry instead. Hitler, Osama bin Laden, Kissinger, Ugo, who abducted his wife and beat her. Argon never changes. I gasp with Hopkins as his heart stirred for the bird, and shout with Janis Joplin, 'cause it makes you feel good. I breathe the breath of the wild ones, the Kawanichi elk bugle, the Heart's Basin crane call, the owl song, the bee buzz, the wolf howl, my grandmother's cry as her daughter slid from her womb. I breathe now in gratitude, even as I draw this exact atom of my own mother as she pushed me out into the light, and my own breath from last year. The words come back to me. It matters what I speak. Take this breath into your body. It's a sacrament. Give this breath from your body. It is holy. It is holy.
Wow, that was fantastic. Thank you, Tara. All right, we've got a taller person coming up. Also has longer hair. And
I'm going to sit, brother.
is an exotic name. Oh, okay. We'll keep this stool here. Are you okay with the stool? Yep. Gustavo.
All right, y'all. I'm going to start with a series of haiku poems.
Yes.
Not everything I do is child-friendly, just so you know. God bless you all.